And so there has to be something happening very monstrous in that pipeline. And I think it has something to do with how we evaluate that data with some foundation model. So
absolutely.
I'll let you all read this article. It's a really good article. There's a few things that I pulled out of the article that relates to domain 1 task 1.1, which we're considering today when we consider that AI practitioner exam. And there's a few words that I just want to point out that happens within this particular article here. Like data. There's different types of data. And when I think about this article specifically, text data is going to be utilized. News articles are being created. When you consider crypto.com, there needs to be some sort of sentiment analysis. So this is a word that you will wrestle with as you're studying for the exam. Customers, right? How these individuals who are giving some information is actually feeling when they regard some text. Sentiment analysis is going to be big here. Again, we just saw multi-languages here, structured data. Maybe I have some tabular data that I need to consider, maybe reviewing different documents. And these are a lot of things that I just pulled right out of this particular article. So go for it yourself and you'll be able to see that same terminology there, right?
That's something that's always interesting to me when I hear someone say tabular data, right?
Yeah.
It's you done lost me now. And so with that, it's like we were talking about JSON structures a couple of weeks ago. Come on back, let's reel it back in. Let's talk about what does that really mean? And many of us are probably so accustomed to using Excel. And that's just such an easier way to relate it back to what we do on a regular basis and just the rows and the columns. Oftentimes where we think about a structured way of that. And you'll see some terms like unstructured data, right? What does that mean? And so that can mean different things to different people, where you think about images could be a form of that, where you think about a document in its raw form could be a form of that as well. So don't get hung up on necessarily the words that may be foreign to you as you're reviewing some of the information in preparation for domain 1. Yeah. A lot of this boils back down into terminology. And so with that terminology, take some time, right? I'm old school sometimes where I think about, I'll bring out an index card and write the keyword on the front of the index card and then write a definition or use case, or more importantly, what does it mean to me? Absolutely. How does it relate back to me? Tie it back to what it means to me. Sometimes I call it an elevator pitch. Sometimes I think about the one sentence of what that definition truly means. Sometimes we've just got to commit certain things to memory and then move past that until it really starts to sink in and make sense to us. And that's okay in whatever form that matters to, or however you do that. What I want to stress, though, is make it make sense to you. That's really what I want to stress. Don't worry about what is inference and what are we talking about here with. You're going to hear some stuff and go through some words that you probably have never heard before. And that is perfectly okay. Yeah. The value, though, is once you drill it and commit it to your memory, is that it now sticks to you. So now when you hear it again or where you see it again somewhere, it's that I get it now.
CSV.
Yeah. And it's funny because we were joking a little bit earlier today. We were talking about, and I'll say an old team member of ours where Woodrow, I'm going to give you a shout out here.
I missed you, Woodrow.
And where you used to first help me understand machine learning years ago. And you said, hey, it really is data and machine learning is peanut butter and jelly. They go hand in hand with each other. Yes. And so in whatever format or flow that data looks, right, structured or unstructured, okay, it matters. And we want to secure that data. We want to safeguard that data. We want to make sure that governance is around that data. And so whether that data resides in a different country or whether it resides in a different state or whether it resides in a different city, no matter where that data is, whether it's streaming data or whether it's a batch data, all that form of the data, it's still data. And we want to secure and safeguard that data. We want to use that data to be able to forecast and understand customer needs and understand business needs and understand security risk and vulnerabilities that may be associated with that data. It all at the end of the day centers on the data. And so that's my 2 cents on that, though. You got me with the tabular data. See how it went?